Go.
Okay, here's the description of our group. Here are the members of our group, and not all of them were here. We are the program accreditation group, and the board describes our process. First of all, in terms of shifting from old way to new way, you'll notice that there are some red plus signs throughout. Those indicated that there are a lot of these processes that would be added on top of what we have existing, that we're not looking to replace things. Going down the list, we believe that we need to move, particularly in the CME environment, from conflicts of interest to transparency and management of conflicts that exist. Number two, we believe that there's a static notion of competence now that we need to shift to more continuous processes so we can monitor people over time. Three, we need to move from the notion of a person isolated as a physician to the notion of somebody acting within teams and being engaged with systems, for example, around quality improvement. We need to move from the notion of an individual reflecting on their own practice in isolation to moving toward externally mediated feedback and external input and mentoring. We need to move from training within the profession to interprofessional training, from discipline fixed expectations, particularly out in practice, to something that really takes into account what somebody is doing in their daily practice. We need to move from a punitive and threatening notion of competence to something that's continuous and improving all the time. We recognize, though, that there's a conflict that's presented, that we want to also change what we believe is a common practice of avoiding difficult decisions for individuals and programs and moving toward making difficult decisions about positions and programs that should be taken care of. We need to move from professionally defined standards of care to something that includes patient input and patient outcomes. We need to move along the continuum from structurally based notions of competence to notions that include processes and outcomes. We need to make sure, as we're moving ahead, that GMP remains the framework for thinking about competencies. The concern here, for example, is how do we compare assessment of psychiatry residents to surgery residents. We need to make sure that some of the processes are parallel and the standards are set in similar places. We need to think about the move from individual competencies to program competencies, what makes a competent institution, including notions of faculty development. How can we think, here this is board scores is a different flavor of a notion we introduced before. We need to move from static to continuous. How can we make sure that we're thinking through feedback in terms of outcomes back to residency programs for physicians who are in practice, feedback from residency programs to medical schools so they can continue to improve. And finally, the notion of moving toward an expanded repertoire of tools that we can use in competence assessment. With that was our group's work.